Hello YouTube. I hope you had a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. I had one with my family, and I want to thank all of those who have subscribed to my channel already. And obviously I'm here to do another review, but also a shout out to 51 Foxy, Paul, fantastic guy. Bushcraft Bartons, Mike, another great guy. Wessex Blades, everybody knows him. Scott, basically, and I'd like to thank you all. I'm at the moment trying to get this channel to also reach a few French people, Julien and Sébastien in France, one of them in France actually, Julien, and Sébastien in Switzerland. And I think his channel is Minimalist Bushcraft, and Julien is JU00069, I think it is, but I'm not quite sure. I'll put that down there in the description at the end of the video. This time we're going to do a small review of an El Cheapo gas stove, the generic one that you can buy from Go Outdoors. Just as a comparison, obviously it's not for survivalist situation, because obviously if you've got a gas canister, that means that basically you can cook a lot easier and quicker than having to light a fire up. And I'm doing this indoors obviously because I've got my kids to take care of alongside my beloved wife, and the weather out there is not permitting for us to actually go really outdoors with an 11-year-old and a 5-year-old. I'm going to set the gas canister and the gas stove up to show you how they are, and even before that we're going to see them one by one, so that you can take a look. There's also a windshield. I'm going to use the Pathfinder bottle and the quart to heat the water up, to see how long it's going to take. And I'm going to give you bits and pieces of info in terms of the prices, the size, the weight of the things, so that you have the idea. And basically there's a very cheap but very cheerful windscreen that I'm going to show you, which has a couple of interesting points that I'll show you as well, and we'll take it from there really, so bear with me. Okay, now this is a cheap gas stove. It's under £10 when you have the loyalty card from Go Outdoors. And as you can see, it's not that small, but the container is orange to make it a lot easier to find or avoid losing. It's got a small hole to avoid water, staying inside, and the goodies are actually in there. This weighs 125 grams, 130 grams roughly. As you can see, it's pretty compact. It has no piezoelectric, the automatic lighting system. But it, for the money, less than £10, it does what it says on the box. One small point that I like about this is that it's got these three. I don't know if you can see these bits here, these bits there. Can you see that now? Can they? Yeah. Okay. These are pretty decent in terms of trying to avoid the gas, or the fire being turned off or extinguished by a bit too much wind. Okay, obviously, given if it's a bit too heavy in terms of wind, it's never going to stop that, but still, Okay, so that's the gas burner. As you can see, it's got a threaded bit here that will actually allow it to, to be used on any valved canister. I'm not talking about the camping gas system, I'm talking about this kind, which you can get for roughly a £5 from any camping, outdoors, sports place. £4.99 is what I paid for this one. I think it's 250 grams, this one, and obviously it's a mixture of butane and propane to avoid any danger from using these. I'm going to set this up and I'll be back in a moment to continue this. Stay with me. Hello again YouTube. Correction, that little gas stove weighs only 103 grams. So for the ones that are fanatics of weight watching, I'm not making any fun there. Any weight watching in terms of you know, getting your backpack as clean as you know, light as possible. Well, this is a very good idea. And basically this is worth 10,200 BTUs, basically 3,000 watts. And the gas cartridge you're supposed to use it with is a 230 grams butane propane mixture cartridge, but obviously you can use it with a larger one, but still of the same standard. I'm not talking about the large ones, but I'm talking about the double-sized one. I'm going to set this up and I'll see you in a moment. Okay, thank you for staying with me. One of the things that I've noticed is that many people that use a gas cartridge with a small burner like this one, or even a bigger one, do tend to grab the bottle like this and start twisting. The problem with this is that when the cartridge is filled, there might be some liquid that's inside there that might pass into the gas burner that might be becoming dangerous. What every single manufacturer is telling you guys is to make sure that this is flat on the table or on the ground where you're using it, and then to use this and twist it whilst it's in its, you know, usage position originally. Okay, so obviously you pull that not too tight because you've got this, you know, the rubber gasket that you need to tighten up, and then all you have to do is to open this. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go fill up the quart to 500 mils of water. I'm going to light this baby up, and then we're going to actually see how much time it takes to boil half a liter of water. One small shall we say design issue with this particular model is that when you actually want to fold it up, you have to open this a little bit and fold it so that it fits in the box, and unfortunately that means that you already have the valve open, so you have to be careful with that. You have to close it to the at the maximum before you know, opening it or packing it, because obviously it's in an open position and it already smells of gas in here after I've done that. Anyhow, I'll see you in a moment as soon as I've lit this up, and basically I'm going to introduce to you this little beauty. Not very expensive, less than a $5 at the moment at Go Outdoors, which means that basically it's, I think it's less than half price. It's your, whoops, sorry, it's your aluminium windscreen. It can also double usage, because people do tend to like things to be used twice. I'm going to try to make a joke there. You can use it as a bronzing implement if needs be in the UK, because obviously you don't have much sun, so you're going to have to you know, have a reflective surface to actually get yourself some sunshine. No, I'm joking. But the interesting bit is that the fact that, you know, on the side, I don't know if each model's got this, but you've got these things that look like a tent peg that could go in the ground to avoid this thing to actually fall when you've got it set. And let's suppose that the wind is coming my way. Obviously what you do is, from my side towards the gas, what would happen is that obviously you pull these two down into the ground to stabilize this, and you've got yourself a very nice windscreen. I'll be back. I'm going to remove this now, obviously, for the purposes of the test. I'm going to be back with my Pathfinder School quart filled to 3/4. I'm going to light this up in front of you, and we're going to see how much time it takes. Stay with me. Okay guys, now obviously this is my Pathfinder School bottle. I'm still not very convinced by this cover. Still, you know, I don't know why it's still there, but I'll get rid of it because it weighs tons. That's the bottle, and obviously this is the quart. By the way, this bucket here I've purchased from the same place. I think it was the Bushcraft Store. It's a combat pouch, and I don't know if you can see this. Can they see this? Can they? Not really? Okay. Okay. It's a combat pouch. It's got a small pouch there. I've put in there some Puri tabs for the water. It's a nice, sturdy pocket, waterproof, good addition. Now what I'm going to do is obviously to use the quart, as I said earlier, that will allow me to actually boil the water. This we won't need. And okay, obviously we have to put in half a liter of water, so 500 mils. I like the fact that this has got a wide opening. That means that you can actually very quickly fill it up made from a stream. Roughly 500 mils of water there. That's 500 mils on the dot. I like the bottle also because it's quite sturdy. Nice wide opening, as I said earlier. This is my mobile. I'm going to use this obviously to record how much time how much time it's going to take for this to boil the water. So let's get it on, and let's hope that there won't be any explosion. Oh, my wife would kill me. Don't know about you guys, but anyhow, as you can see, very strong. That's the maximum. It looks a bit like a flamethrower really, but I think that this is the optimum type of flame that you can get. I don't know if you can still hear me. And there we go, we put that there and we start this. We'll see. I'll get back to you as soon as the water starts boiling. Okay, as you can see, I don't know if you can hear me properly because of the noise. The noise of that thing is absolutely incredible. We're just over the 4 minutes, 4 minutes 12 seconds now, and the water is starting to boil. And we are talking about, I hope that they can see that the water is boiling. It's not a rolling boil yet, but it's almost there, which means that this is quite efficient. So for less than a tenner, you have a pretty decent small portable gas stove that you can stick in a small container. We're almost at a rolling boil now, so it can defend itself against the higher end, gas stoves. I'm going to keep it rolling. It's starting to become a rolling boil now. I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it off. So roughly, well, there you go. That's a rolling boil, and we were talking about, obviously 2 seconds ago, 4 minutes 53 seconds to boil half a liter of water. I think it's a pretty decent result for a small gas stove. So we're going to enjoy a cup of tea, and I will give you my thoughts about this. Less than a tenner, pretty decent gas stove. You can use it. I think that Paul, Foxy 51 Foxy loves his stoves. Paul, you've got those that go outdoors. They've got, for less than a tenner anyhow. You can buy that very easily. I'm not sure about the, shall we say, the sturdiness of the thing. I've used it a couple of times already, but never really in operational conditions. I'll try that. And as soon as I've got something to say about this, I'll get back on YouTube. In the meanwhile, again, hope you had a very nice Christmas and a New Year, a very happy New Year. Me personally, that gas stove is what I got for my Christmas gift. I gifted it to myself, but don't tell my wife. I'm going to enjoy a cup of tea, and I'll be back for another review that we might, upload soon, my daughter and I. That's about an item that's pretty decent and interesting. However, I won't be able to show you too many details about it because I think I might be in trouble if I did that. These are the ESEE survival cards and navigation cards, the small credit card sized guides that you can keep in your pocket in your everyday carry that will help you, especially if you're not a specialist survivalist or a commando. They will help you navigate and sort yourself out, easily, or let's say easier, not easily, in a survival situation. Give you a few bits and bobs. I'll show you some of them. They are pretty dear, those things, but I'll come back to those a bit later. I'm going to enjoy my cup of tea, and I'll get back with the review for that little bit of kit. Thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you for my subscribers. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking this video, and obviously for sharing it with your friends. Basically, I'm going to also make a small announcement during my review of the ESEE cards. Thank you very much for that. Have a nice day, YouTube. Take care. Bye-bye.